I've spent the last week and a half visiting the great state of Arizona. This trip consisted of visiting pretty much everything within Pima and Pinal counties. Today I'm continuing my journey of exploring every county in the United States as we make it up to the largest, most populated county I've ever done up to date, Maricopa County, Arizona. Maricopa covers over 9,200 square miles of land area in central Arizona, making it the 5th largest county in the state and the 27th largest in the country. If you excluded Alaska from this, it would be the 14th largest. Just over 24 square miles is left over for water area, which is the 5th highest for Arizona, but one of the lowest in the country. Clearly, this is a ton of room for people to live, and a ton of people there shall be. With 4.5 million residing in Maricopa, this is not only the most populated county I've covered, but the most populated in Arizona. Put this in perspective, well over half of Arizona's population resides in Maricopa County. The overwhelming majority of these people live in the Phoenix metropolitan area, but more on this city in a bit. Like the last two counties I've explored, Maricopa sits within the Sonoran Desert, which I did a deeper dive on in the Pima County video. The county is generally flat with mountain ranges dotted throughout, including massive ones in and around Phoenix. Contrary to the rest of Maricopa, the eastern border of the county is dominated by the mountainous Tonto National Forest. If you are flying, you'll be landing in the Phoenix International that sits just outside of downtown, which made flying my drone super difficult. If you decide to drive in, you will be coming west or south by the way of Interstate 10, Interstate 17 from the north, and if you are visiting the isolated southwest of the county, you'll be using Interstate 8. U.S. Highway 60 also travels east-west cutting straight through Phoenix, with U.S. Highway 93 starting in the northwest corner from U.S. 60 in Wickenburg. Over 1.5 million people call Phoenix home, which is the largest in Arizona, the 5th most populated in the United States, and is the most populated capital city in the country. This is pretty remarkable given that the city sits right in the middle of the Sonoran Desert, which can be a harsh environment to establish a community. But with advancements in several fields like air conditioning, Phoenix has completely exploded with people. Like I mentioned, Phoenix is the capital city of Arizona, with the government offices sitting just west of downtown. The Capitol building is quite unique to other state Capitol buildings as it's a high-rise, with the Senate and House of Representatives being in separate buildings just north and southeast to the tower. The building that looks like your typical Capitol building was actually once a Capitol building, but is now a museum. It's really interesting to go inside here as you get a pretty good perspective on Arizona's history through readings and artifacts. My favorite part was seeing pieces of the USS Arizona, which sunk during an attack on Pearl Harbor back in World War II. Just east of the buildings, you have the large memorial complex, which pays tribute to those who served in the wars that the United States was involved in. It's really beautiful and is definitely in the running for one of the most beautiful Capitol grounds in the country. Phoenix is amazing for outdoor activities such as hiking, with parks in the city like the Phoenix Mountain Preserve and the South Mountain Park and Preserve, where I spent an evening watching the sunset at. You can drive up into these mountains, with some of the lookouts being a short walk from the parking lot. Spots like Dobbins Lookout, which can get very packed at sunset, which is a true credit to how amazing it is up here, but if you're like me and like something more quiet, there is an unmarked location just east that gives you just as amazing views, but requires a little bit more of a walk, but not too much. I parked on the side of the road and spent the evening by myself. It's honestly the best way to show the sheer size of Phoenix, and it's really just a beautiful sight to behold. These past 2 weeks in Arizona have been just amazing. I had the hardest time leaving this area with the constant sunshine, beautiful weather in February, and some of the most gorgeous scenery you could ever ask for. The next video, I'll be back in a state that I've already started to explore in the United States, where I'll be recapping one of the best locations I have ever seen fall colors at.